video blog at i-upload sa internet. Dito pwede kang makilala at ma-discover worldwide. Pinaniniwalaang si Adam Kontras, isang Amerikano, ang kauna-unahang nag-post ng video blog sa internet taong 2000. Pinamagatan itong The Journey, kwento tungkol sa kanyang paglalakbay mula Ohio hanggang California.
It's my outlet for all my creativity, and it's been a godsend for me.
It has been that. But it's also been a 10-year public documentation of 1,000 entries housing more failures than successes. And I keep coming back to entry number 1. Smuggling J-Dog into a hotel with my fiancée Jessica and my best friend Marty.
There's gotta be cameras here.
None of them are part of the journey 10 years later. And I can't let go of the fact that if I knew that right there, January 2nd, 2000, the next morning I'd probably turn back. Or maybe I wouldn't. Have I changed? Telling this story without knowing that answer is ripping me apart. If I could just go back into that entry.
Gotta be cameras here.
And stop myself as I was lugging my monitor up to our hotel room to upload the video. Have him meet me in another room later, making sure he uploads the video, where I had a big screen and could tell him the whole story. Then I'd know. Then I'd know if I made the right choices, or if I'm just rationalizing my failures. It's the only way I can do this.
You all right? All right, take a seat. What I'm gonna tell you is gonna kind of freak you out a little bit. It's gonna seem impossible, and then you're gonna have all these crazy time-space continuum questions. And what you need to do is just suspend all that and just kind of roll with it. All right? This will all work out fine. Please, everybody, just let it roll. I'm you in 10 years. And I'm just going to show you all 10 years on this screen. And then I want to see if you decide to keep going to LA or say fuck it and go back to Columbus. What? There's even a question? That's what I want to find out. I just want to see. I just kind of need this. Are you cool? As I'll ever be. And I don't mean to harp on this again, but you uploaded that footage, right, of you taking J-Dog into the elevator. Yes. Why is that such a big deal? It's just a very important. I might as well tell you. It's the very first. That's the very first video blog. What's a video blog? In the future, video on the internet starts to become very normal, and people start documenting their lives with little online videos. And you ended up being the very first to do it. And we're still doing it today, and wow, so like I'm famous for that. Oh, no, yeah. Remember how you asked me what a video blog is? They still kind of do that in 2010. So, you're not like a Wright brother or anything, but hey, you're the first, right? Oh, so that means I'm a huge failure. Let's just watch. Let's see what comes on. Okay, brother. What is that? Oh, it's a computer. It's just a touchscreen computer. That's a computer? I know, right? Right. Oh, dude, there's this app. You gotta see this. Adam? Later, after. Okay.
And so it starts. I had an emailing list of my old radio listeners, and video felt like a cool way to make them part of the adventure.
That's a palm tree.
Palm tree.
And that's a swimming pool. That's a palm tree.
In
California. And a swimming pool.
California.
I made a page and posted entries along with videos to keep everyone up to date. It didn't seem so crazy. I had been doing an online journalism video about my 4 TV shows since May of '99. I had invented this act where I sang a cappella music with 4 versions of myself live on stage with TVs. It's what made me leave radio and attempt the move to LA. The week we got out there, Jess and I decided to sing my brother Kenny a birthday song. He was only 10, so we never showed him the outtakes.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kenny. Happy birthday to you. Hey, I cannot believe that you're 10.
It's it.
I can't believe that. God damn it, you're fucking me up. Alright, one more time. Happy birthday.
The first few months were pretty eventful. Booked some 4 TV shows. My goatee grew back, but my cap fell out.
Now that is a nice truck you got right there. But kissing cousins ain't illegal. Oh, the Twister was so loud. Hey sis, you up? 12. She said she was 16.
Soon, however, money was so tight, Jess and I were a couple weeks from coming back. But a fellow by the name of Eric Morrow came to a show at Lulu's Beehive and offered me an editing job with HollywoodScreenTest.com. With the job also came my own show, Movie Minded, a show where the TVs and I review movies. It was the birth of 2 of my favorite characters, but unfortunately, it was also the death of one of my beloved.
Look up at the screen, it's starting.
Top left died, but bottom left kept going. We used prop TVs after that. Life was rolling. It was amazing to me that the idea of 4 TVs had taken me across the country and was actually becoming successful. Throw in the extra editing gigs, and Jess and I finally had some breathing room. We flew home to Columbus in August to get married. We came back to the .com bust and the end of everything.
Say goodbye to Hollywood. Say goodbye, my baby.
My show, my editing gigs, everything in the works disappeared. I was back to square
Say
one.
goodbye, my baby.
How's that for a honeymoon? The time off, however, allowed me to do a PA gig that led to the coolest video of the year.
Hi. I'm Adam's friend Dave Foley on the set of The Tick. And I just want to let you all know back home Adam's doing just fine. Stop your worrying and fussing. Stop your endless calling. Stop the letter writing campaign. Stop. Really. It's a question of your own dignity at this point.
As 2000 rolled into 2001, I continued to play gigs, but no one was listening. Looking to help, a friend invited his producer Charlotte to a show, and she loved it. She offered to be my manager and told me to focus on a one-man show to perform in a theater, as opposed to being booked like a band. That way I could actually develop characters knowing I'd have a captive audience. That direction changed everything and gave me all the motivation I needed to shed a shit ton of weight.
All new, all improved, it's Adam 2001. Now 25% off with biceps and triceps. He slices and he even dices. That's right, Adam is a well-oiled machine that eats fruit and even drinks water. You can say goodbye to the sugary pop of yesteryear and no creamy goodness. He can be angry, he can be happy. He's Adam 2001.
Some restrictions apply. Price effective Monday through Friday. Limit 1 per customer. We accept competitor coupons for
The Adam 2001.
And with that, the Trinitrons were born. Well, that and some knockdown drag-out fights with Charlotte over creative direction of the script, but at least the characters were mine. Starting with Gary Simmons, the wannabe gangster.
It was the right.
Bitch, you got some nerve turning my box on again. I ain't got shit else to say to your punk ass. Oh, shit.
The beloved beach bum, Dewey Anderson.
Ta-da, leader dude.
My smart-ass brother, Cameron Kontras.
Adam, what are you doing? Man, if I were you, I would
You're not me, are you?
Yeah, keep telling yourself that.
And finally, Spencer Highbanks.
Who loves you, Spence? Adam dies.
Will I come to?
I was just fixing my hair. Okay, I'm ready now.
The look on your face, dude, is like...
Crowds reacted so loudly, half the lines were missed. Charlotte said if this doesn't win Best in Show at the Aspen Comedy Festival, she'd eat her hat. It was an absolute whirlwind.
I know that we're meant to be, yeah. I so need your cock.
And then I booked a show at the Comedy Store, and it was the night of my life. Audiences from the other two rooms poured in because the laughter was so loud. I was told by the woman running the show that I would play the main stage from that point on. The most legendary comedy club in the world. Eddie Griffin even mentioned me in his act later on. I was making it before my eyes. And even though she didn't book it, Charlotte was able to get some industry folks there, and the buzz from that show got my tape watched by the Aspen judges. All that was left was a phone call to see if I made it.
Hello? Hey. Hi.
And suddenly, my little video blog of the road to success became a public document of my road to failure. Charlotte began blaming me for where she had clearly brought us, and all I could do was sing.
We both think that we're right. Here's my point. I followed you, created this in me, 'cause I followed you to where there's nothing here to share. How can you be surprised?
For the first time in the journey, I had to lock entries. Everything was crumbling. When Charlotte went to rebook the Comedy Store, it all blew up because she said they told her I called demanding to be booked. I didn't, so that means someone was calling as me? I had to defer to her as my representation, but she wasn't following up. I was so embarrassed by the egg on my face and how I had counted my chickens and boasted that I was making it on the site. I felt so guilty for dragging Jessica all the way across the country so far from home. The humiliation was just too much. I wanted to stop the pain. I uploaded a final video, hoping people would understand.
In the future, when people look back on the journey and all the entries are unlocked, will they know why? Will they understand? Will they think I was wrong?
Then at my lowest point, it occurred to me, if I'm losing it all anyway, I can call Duncan at the Comedy Store and see if he really said that, or if Charlotte was just making excuses.
Do you remember the conversation you had with my manager a couple months ago? Yes, 4TV's guy. Okay, she told me something a couple months ago that you said that I took on face value then, but now I'm starting to wonder about, and I just wondered if you could clear this up if you had said that I had called you 2 times personally asking about being booked. Okay, because it's caused so much trouble in my life, just that one tiny thing.
And that is the moment I saved my own life. I fired Charlotte and regained control. I started to look at my life as a much longer story, and the bad times were just a month chapter page. And as those pages turned, I got stronger. I offered to edit a DVD for the site Planet GameCube simply because I liked their content and got to meet the legendary creator of Mario, Shigeru Miyamoto. I went back to Columbus to show my family the Trinitrons. I even got to be an extra in a C. Thomas Howell film simply because I had a suit and could be there in 10 minutes. And then, of course, there were the Buckeyes.
We won the national championship! Oh my God, dude! Oh my God! Woo!
bought a house, got 2 pups, Roxy and Shizzle, and simply because I promised it to the folks back in Columbus, I made a sequel to the Trinitrons. In 2001, the world fell in love with Adam and the Trinitrons. This summer, the Trinitrons fall in love with, and I had them all sleep with Jess.
Shit, you hit it too?
Get ready for the backstabbing.
According to Jess, you're very white where it counts. Oh, you want a fucking picture?
The secrets.
Once again, Dick, you have underestimated the power of one Dewey Anderson.
And twice the number of stupid sexual innuendos as last time. The Trinitrons Part 2. When a band loves a woman. I kept the plot a secret from Jess until the premiere. She was a good sport. Not so much about this, though.
We love his
Oh,
arms.
fucking gross. Oh, Adam. No.
They got a pepper bar. We love his arms.
That's so gross.
Ew.
Just fucking take it off.
I can't yet. There's too much. There's too much skin right now.
Oh my god, it's like Ray Liotta's brain.
Haven't you ever seen a fucking nail before?
No. Oh.
Girls are fun.
I knew deep down Jess wasn't home. No amount of love, pets, or Christmas spirit could replace the fact that we were 2,200 miles away. She wanted a family near her family, and as the years passed, I knew I couldn't leave. I was home.
Are you kidding me?
And if there was ever an omen for a new year, Roxy provided it during my annual predictions video.
Oh shit! That was a good shot, dog. Fucking shit! Oh, you're a sweet puppy. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. You smacked me.
The year started promising enough. I decided to infiltrate the Ryan Seacrest show to get the website on TV. It worked, though I did nail it over someone else's sign. See, right there behind Rob's shoulder. All was fine until I wrote an entry about it and Fox gave me a cease and desist order for using stills from the show.
I built that big ass sign, got 40 seconds of it time, and all I did was tell the tale, and that's why I'm not gonna bail. So bring all your lawyers and that voodoo that they do. Just be sure to bring the television cameras with you too. Might as well cuff my ass and drag me to jail, 'cause Fox, I'm not gonna bail.
A few weeks later, Jess had a pregnancy scare and the home issue could no longer be avoided. The thought of resenting her or my child for making me go back, I couldn't let it happen.
Before you go, I need to show that in 10 years, you know, now it hurts, then it worse. I promise you'll let go, and then you'll understand. You're holy man, your baby's eyes will.
We announced our split and then lost our minds as we tried to process it.
You let her go? And you really wondered what I'd think? No. Just sit down, please.
I sped up the songs because I felt unhinged for choosing this.
Where are you? Know you're there. It's time to show your soul's still there. You can't back down. You know it's true. Where are you? Man, we know control. It's all through. It's still in you. But are you there? I can't go back there. I'm coming with you. me how to go. Seems you always knew that unconditional support would always see me through. I'm out of control. I'm out of my mind. I'm watching you go and feeling just fine. I'm out of control. I'm out of fucking mind.
Jess left on December 22nd, 2004.
God, it's hard to even sit inside this space.
It didn't matter that it was the right decision.
Every painted inch reminds me of your face.
It was still the saddest day of my life.
That the room emits this vibe that's not the same. Why wouldn't I go back to Ohio? But I will sing for you tonight. I will sing because we did not fight the fight. We gave it up, but we gave it all. And all that's left are empty walls.
You alright? No, I'm waiting for Biff to marry my mom. This is the alternate 1985 to me, okay? I know you've lived with this, but I'm gonna change it.
You can find your home in many ways. Yes, where you lay your hat is where you'll stay. I did not sign on for this, but I guess I'll take it anyway. 'Cause you can define your home in many ways.
With Jess gone, I had to convert the garage and rent out the house. Besides being an exhausting physical feat, it was equally as draining emotionally. Every nail hammered brought me closer to the realization that this was all really ending.
I've come to terms with who we were.
And then one morning, it was done.
Now refer to you as her.
And I was alone.
As far as friend,
Shizzle became my best friend.
I'm saying when. So please understand that I can't command my heart to mend. I have to let go, and maybe I'll grow to be a friend. But until then, I'm saying when. There's so much anger deep in me. I hope you never have to see all of this end. That's why I'm saying when. So please understand that I won't demand my heart to mend. I've got to let go, and maybe you'll grow to be a friend. But until then, I'm saying when. I'm saying when. I'm saying when.
At the same time I moved everything in, I got my first few checks from a new loan officer gig. That explains the grand piano and why I no longer needed to rent out the house. So I went to Japan.
I said I love you, but that don't mean I know what to do. I said we have to, but that doesn't mean it's me and you. So much above you, I don't know if we can take it all. Just 'cause I love you doesn't mean we've taken down the wall. Who knows what love is anymore? I think we've lost our mind. I'll show what love is if you show me yours, I'll show you mine. I said I love you, but that don't mean I know what to do. I said we have to, but that doesn't mean it's me and you.
You want this?
What? What are you trying to bite me for? Come here, Dick.
I found my soul in Kyoto and found an outrage when I got home.
I keep hearing that it's coming. This is coming, that is coming. And my answer to that today is BS. Where is the beef? Because there is no beef in this city. There's no beef anywhere in southeast Louisiana. And these goddamn ships that are coming, I don't see them. Excuse my French, everybody in America, but I am pissed.
You're leaderless, hopeless, no one will find you. Scream all you can, wave your hands, we'll way back and chide you. We'll watch you cry, watch you die, we're more inclined to wait. Welcome to your leaderless state.
I don't know whether it's the governor's problem, I don't know whether it's the president's problem, but somebody needs to get their ass on a plane and figure this out right now.
So wade in all the toxic crack, we won't send a boat. You're much too poor, much too black, you don't even vote. Darwin meant to hold you back, we won't interfere with fate. Welcome to your leaderless state.
Don't tell me 40,000 people are coming here. They're not here. Now get off your asses and let's do something, and let's fix the biggest goddamn crisis in the history of this country.
I was livid. I quit my job, I flew to DC, and for the first time in my life, I protested. If you can wage war, you can send boats.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. In 2001, well, how do you say this? These Al-Qaeda terrorists, led by Osama bin Laden, they hijacked 2 airplanes, and a bunch actually, and they ran them into the World Trade Center, killed 3,000 people. So we went to war with Afghanistan to take out Al-Qaeda, and then a year or so after that, we went to war with Iraq. Oh wow, Iraq was part of the terrorists? Not really. They were, this guy named Bush, George Bush's kid, he ends up being president. And then he said there were weapons of mass destruction. This is crazy. If you really try to explain, he thinks there's weapons there, so we just invaded the country. It didn't really attack us, but we just thought it was the thing to do, and we get pissed. We're pissed about it. We're like, damn, that's, me and you are, half the country is too, but fuck. So then that's why I'm angry. We're like, get angry because we're just going to war. It's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, that's gonna explain the rest of it. Whew.
And it's 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for? Don't tell them they won't give a damn, they're too young for Vietnam. And it's 5, 6, 7, spread that freedom hate. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. Don't think it through, just die. No,
My mother was scared I was going to get arrested at the protest.
don't think it through, just die.
Incredibly, it wasn't until I got home that the cops finally caught me.
You ever had one lesson? Oh, camera cop, you know I stopped. You make it very difficult, Chisholm. You make it very difficult. You do.
You do, because you're a puppy.
Oh, camera cop, you know I stopped. I may have rolled a bit, but I was turning right, no cars inside. This is a bunch of shit. $400, fucking hell. Camera cop, go burn in hell. Oh, camera cop, oh, camera cop, take a picture of this.
Another year without a break, and everything I had sacrificed really started to hit me.
Everybody said, gotta move ahead. They can't really know what it's like to fight it every day, to be so far away. My future's just as dark as my night. How much more? How much more? How much more?
The craziness even seeped into Kenny's birthday song, which I sang backwards.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Thurby. We're scared, Thurby. I scared the earth, Thurby. We're scared, Thurby. We're scared, Thurby.
Then, on an airplane with a cold, I thought up 2 bits that changed the course of my life forever.
Oh man, you got an extra napkin from Subway? 9. Well, may I have one of them? No. Why can't I have one of your napkins? No, I meant no. I know what you meant. What do you need 10 napkins for? 9. Oh, I'm sorry. 9. No, in German. Wait, so you don't have any napkins? No! Why didn't you tell me that? Speaking German. Oh, hey, look. I have some. I got 9. Well, can I have one of them? No.
Now, the significance of that comes up in a moment. But at the same time, I pulled out a barf bag and started writing a political parody song to Barbara Ann. Nothing like writing bomb a bunch of times on an airplane. In the next 2 excruciating months, I animated a cartoon and got my very first death threats from the Middle East. Apparently, satire doesn't translate.
Let's bomb around, I went to Iraq, caught lots of flack. No turning back, so while we're there, let's just attack and bomb Iran. Bomb, 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 Iran. If they're a step to me and you, there's nothing left to do but bomb Iran. Bomb, 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 Iran. On Afghanistan, but gave up the Taliban. Hey, at least it's time to stand, and that's enough to make a plan to bomb Iran. Bomb, 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 Iran. Bomb, 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 Iran. You're a commie if you doubt, and my time is running out to bomb Iran. Bomb, 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 Iran.
And holy shit did it get big. I uploaded it to a handful of sites, and within days it was over 1 million hits. The media picked up on it, giving me my first national TV exposure, and internationally, I found it on completely Arabic websites with nothing but the lyrics and my name. Thus, the death threats. A few days later, I got a call from Countdown with Keith Olbermann to do a live on-air interview.
Tomorrow. Live in studio. Maybe. She said it might have to bump to Monday. She goes, things change. But she goes, yeah, they'll call you tomorrow. You'd be at 5:45, which is high on the countdown.
Then Rush got arrested for drugs and bumped me, and the following week I was old news. They didn't even have me on. But who cared? There was always
America's Got Talent. I describe it as the biggest talent search in history. It is a show to find the most talented person or persons in the United States right now. There are no rules attached. We are looking to find a star at the end of this show.
Charlotte, of all people, contacted me about this new show. I auditioned and made the cut. They booked me for the first show on a Thursday, faxed over all the non-disclosure forms, and told me to be at the studio a week from Saturday for the first day of shooting. Then they called me back on Friday and said, never mind. After weeks of trying to get some sort of explanation, I was told, and I quote, they're putting a balance of acts on the show. Whatever the fuck that means. Determined to understand, I got into the first taping of the show and was disgusted at the purposely bad acts they let on for laughs. I bet you can spot me. This business is legalized waterboarding. And the second you think you have a moment to rest, literally the day after my final America's Got Talent entry, it starts again. Seriously, the next day I get a call from CBS telling me the clean version of the Trinitrons, now the Egos, that I uploaded on their site had been selected for their talent competition. I had to listen to the East Coast feed on the phone with my dad.
What the fuck?
Living room live, viewer's choice with
none other than Adam and all four of his egos.
Yes!
Oh,
67%!
I ended up losing the next round. But I got that moment. After all I'd been through, that one moment was all I needed to keep going. At 30, I was at peace with the ups and downs. I liked that I wore my heart on my sleeve, as well as my heartaches. I really did understand that it was all part of the journey. And I was absolutely certain that that phone was going to ring again. And then it did. You ready for this? Steve Friedman, the executive producer of the early show, wanted to fly me out anyway, as the sentimental favorite. What? I had to actually call his producer Tammy back because I was certain I had misunderstood.
Early show?
Hi, Tammy?
Yes.
It's Adam.
Adam, how are you? I'm sorry to call you back. I just got back to my desk. Yeah, we want you here, Adam.
Okay, I was so horribly misconfused. I've been so close and things change.
Oh, no, we're going to try not to break your heart, okay? I don't like to do that.
No, I was just sure. I was like, you know what? I misunderstood her, man.
Well, you kind of went into some sort of shock mode, I think.
Yeah.
And I knew I'd hear from you by today, so.
Oh, shit, that's funny. Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon.
Alrighty, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
An opportunity of a lifetime, and either way, I knew I'd be all right.
Once my happiness depends on me, the rest is just a drug I take only. And if all the crack dries up, I just be. I blame the journey guides, cause I'm alright. Yes, I'm alright. Believe in who I am, so I'm alright. Yes, I'm alright. Yes, I'm alright.
Now, I knew they weren't flying me across the country just to announce the winner. They had to have something more in mind.
Here from Buford, Georgia, to sing I Want to Be is rising star and a great guy, Eric Michael Hopper.
No, that was it. That's really all they flew me out for. But I had to keep pushing. So I sent him a pitch to host the next Living Room Live with the Egos, and I used that 9 skit to show I had the timing down. I then stayed in New York and awaited their response. Just long enough to meet the most difficult yet equally fascinating South African woman. Donna was the opposite of home, a world traveler with an adventurous spirit. The most romantic thing I could think to do was reenact my 30th birthday video in Central Park with Donna a year later on my 31st. It was a whirlwind of intoxicating potential. There were some hangover signs, however, and oh my God, I have a missed message from Tammy at CBS.
The following message has not been heard. First unheard message. Hey, it's your agent calling 975.
Her joking that she was my agent told me I had just gotten the biggest opportunity of my life. After 6.5 years, I finally got a legitimate break. They offered me not only a little piece each week on the early show, but a longer version on CBS.com doing whatever I wanted. They allowed one foot in the door and I was about to knock that bitch off its hinges. And then the phone rang again. The Sopranos. Just as a friend, Charlotte got me on as an extra on the last season of The Sopranos. I was living in a fairy tale. Until Gandolfini caught me illegally taping him on the set. He locked eyes with me for what had to be 4.5 days. He slowly shook his head no, and I dribbled down my leg. He continued the stare down as he whispered to the director. I was literally living a death scene from the show. They called for extras to leave the set, and I fucking ran. I recorded my hand shaking in the bathroom and hid the original tape in my shoe and waited for them to come get me. Amazingly, he never told anyone. I shook his hand at the end of the day and said, "Nice working with you." And he gave me that Tony Soprano smile as if to say, "Really? You sitting at the bar behind me was working together?" And then Donna and I came home to an unfathomable mistake. On Thanksgiving weekend, a vet trying to extract a urine sample caused Shizzle internal bleeding. He died that Sunday in my arms, and I was completely shattered. I threw myself into my work. Because of budget restraints, I had the option of doing one character a week or producing, writing, and editing the entire thing by myself for free. Guess what I chose? There was no way I was going to get this far and do what anyone else would do. Off the hinges, remember? Now, being a television city meant walking past iconic sets like The Young and the Restless and The Price is Right each day. And on a whim, my boss Jim Meadis contacted The Price is Right producers about doing an episode on their set. They liked the egos and said yes. And for the first time, all of the egos were outside of the TVs.
Oh, this is awesome. Oh my God, the wheel, dog. Watch this perfect spin, yo.
Dude, let's play Showcase Showdown.
Oh, all right.
Okay, my showcase first. All right, I passed. Second one's always better.
What? Oh, $100, Bob.
What are you, Rain Man? There was a trip to Malaysia and a car.
Well, I wasn't paying attention, dude. I thought it was your showcase. 200?
Nope, too late. My turn.
Hey guys, Adam's coming. Get back here.
Mind if I try?
Be my guest. It's rigged anyway.
$1.
Bomb, bomb, bomb.
America's Got You.
And then the roller coaster that was my life sent me to the stratosphere. The head of late night at CBS, Vinny Favale, offered me my own late night show to go up against Carson Daly. He called it Up and Adam, and a meeting was set in New York when I was being flown in to announce the winner of Living Room Live. For a month, I studied every late night show and worked on how I'd be different. I was one of a handful of people in the history of the planet to get this type of an opportunity on a network. It was so huge, it could barely be processed. Right before my meeting, I called Marty to let off some steam.
Yo. They canceled.
What's that?
They canceled.
They canceled.
Yeah, they're not interested. I'm just fucking with you, dog.
You're a fucking shit, man. You can't be fucking doing that shit to me, man. My heart can't take it.
Woo! I taped that shit, dog. I'll send you that later. Some funny shit, brother.
45 minutes later, I had the meeting with the head of late night, and he really had no authority to have made that offer. It was all a mirage. It was so crushing, there's no video. Only my dad coming out to New York 48 hours later kept me moving. I did my job. I did my interview. But as far as hope, I was saying when.
I'm saying when. I'm saying when. I'm saying
And although we agreed it was best to split up before I left for New York, I returned home to a loving Donna who wanted to soothe my wounds.
I don't care what I'm supposed to do.
I was in no position to do anything but receive.
Heart and body long to be with you. And if I don't listen to them, I'll be through. And my head will come around. I've been tested by the sound of my heart and body making love to you.
Trying to explain why I loved Donna when it was so rocky is futile. I saw in her what no one had ever seen or had the patience to help her see. It was trapped between too many layers of anger and pain. Now, throw in her expiring student visa that would send her back to South Africa on June 28th, you have a very stressful situation. Now, Jess and I had still never officially filed the divorce papers, so I couldn't help, nor was I sure I would. That bit of procrastination was a blessing because it showed me Donna wasn't using me for a green card, and it allowed me to never have to answer that what-if question. And then that April phone call. Jess had met someone special. They were getting married, so she finally filed the paperwork, and I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma doing a piece on Crooked X for CBS when she called me with the court date, June 20th, the week before. Even though it was 2 months away, I knew what was coming.
Because we're going to the courthouse and we're gonna get a disillusion. Going to the courthouse and we're gonna get a disillusion. Gee, I really love you, but we need to get a disillusion. Going to the courthouse today.
What did you do?
It was the ink from the divorce papers. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry.
All right, stop. Where's your wedding ring? Oh, you just keep. Where's the wedding ring, Adam? You just gotta keep. Are you serious? Yeah, I know. Listen, I've gotten enough shit about this. I don't need it from you. Okay? Can we watch the rest? Listen, watch. We knew it was coming. We knew it was a risk, but love, man. Fuck you.
Let her go back and never know if we would have made it? I had to jump. But believe me, we had no illusions about it.
If anyone can show just cause why this man and this woman should not be married, let them speak now or forever hold their peace.
Actually, things have been kind of rocky.
And his track record.
Other than you two.
Okay, yeah.
Well, then I guess it's safe to proceed.
You think that was crazy? I had no one else but Charlotte to negotiate my new deal with CBS, and they got so pissed at her, they walked. I know, what was I thinking after what happened in '02, but it's harder than you can imagine to get good representation in Hollywood. I ended up negotiating the deal myself, still paying her 15%, hoping she could turn this exposure into something, and deciding to do the entire new season of The Egos outside of their TVs like The Price is Right. With a 48-hour turnaround each week, this was nearly impossible for one person to pull off, which is exactly why I did it.
I'm saving my loving for a rainy day. I'll chase the clouds away. Oh, I'll make you forget that there was ever pain, and then I'll make you insane.
Hey, third time's the charm, huh? Oh. Sorry, I forgot to turn it off. Hello? Yo, bro, Spence didn't show up. You seen him? Oh, he's not gonna host with me again, is he? I'm a married man now. Yeah, there's a headline. Do they know you by your first name at the courthouse yet? Do you have your own personal line to get a marriage license? No, Spencer Phobe. I was just seeing if you saw where he was at.
Every week I pushed it further and further until I was literally beating myself. There was never any feedback. I was certain that would change with this.
Are you crying? I called you all here for a very important reason. Spence, if this is what I think it's about, believe me, we know. We've always known. I'm leaving the group. Well, you lost one time. Gary's lost 22 in a row. Yo. Why you gotta hurt me, Cam? Whew. I didn't lose, Cameron. I chose to give up my pick last week for a greater cause. And I had my heart ripped out in the process.
I tried to help you, bud, but how was I supposed to know he was gonna hurt you?
Oh, you couldn't. No one could have known. Okay, what the hell is going on here? When did this become a soap? Oh, this is the Abbott house. Okay, I gotcha. The news in this envelope could change our lives forever. Wait, you mean what I think you mean? Say it ain't so, Cam. I'm sorry, Dewey. I'm afraid it is. I'm pregnant. It's just I'm afraid it is. Back in the TVs. I don't understand, Cameron.
And I don't think CBS understood either. I think they really thought 4 guys were in this bit because there was still complete silence. So for the last episode, even though it wasn't really happening, I made a test show.
Starring your host, Adam Kontras, and his house band, The Egos, with Cameron Kontras, Spencer Highbanks, Gary Simmons, and Dewey Anderson.
And then CBS fired Steve Friedman and brought in a new administration, so my career with their network was finished. Seriously, finished. My entire career erased in the blink of an eye. Oh, I still did the final interview, just like last time after a massive letdown, but since I was part of the Steve Friedman group and he was no longer with the company, hell, I could have seamlessly edited 5 versions of myself on world-famous stages week after week, and it would have made no difference. There's no business like show business.
Well, there is no business like show business, like no business I know. Yesterday their offers were outstanding, now the offers vanish in thin air. You got the supply no one's demanding, you lost your standing, but you just don't care, cause there's no people like show people. Your highs, they bet all your lows. Yesterday they promised you would be a star, well you believe them then, now here you are. Will this journey ever cease to be so hard? Who knows? On with the show.
I got the kitty. Oh, why don't you cross my path a few more times, you bitch? Oh.
And that really was it. Of course, Charlotte did nothing with all the exposure and content I gave her, saying once again she didn't have enough to work with. Now that I was no longer on the air each week, the only irons in the fire were in my backyard. So I did the only thing I could do. I worked out and lost weight. Again. The weight loss inspired my favorite parody song to date.
Hey Aunt Jemima, don't you know you drive me crazy? I've been working out for weeks, but girl, right now you'd be so tasty, yes you would. I'd tap that bottle if I could, you'd be so good. Hey Aunt Jemima, would our kids be called biracial, or would it go far beyond that? 'Cause I'm white and well you're maple, who's to say? I'll take white maple any day, we'll find a way. Oh, it's what you do to me. Oh,
Every contact I had loved it, but it didn't push my career, even virally.
please welcome the one and only Ringo Starr.
I did, however, get to meet Ringo Starr the following week. I'm not saying they're connected, but there are some perks to having friends in high places, even if your career is stalled. I touched a Beatle. He almost fell over. He was like 80 pounds. Amazingly, No Contacts got me and Donna on HGTV.
Have a listen to newlyweds Adam and Donna Kontras of North Hollywood, California.
Just her letter and a popcorn ceiling.
Josh was incredibly helpful. He was very patient with me and all my silly little questions.
Yeah, what about that? No. What about that? No. Go get some tools. I'll teach you how to use them.
then you're on your own. Fly free, little bird.
Guess who decided to fly free after spending a weekend with that guy? Even though nothing happened, her highs and lows were now too extreme to handle.
No turning back.
It was therapy, or I was finished.
I'd give anything to stop your pain, and frankly, dear, I have. Nervous system I've donated to you's all I have. Heart and body, soul and mind is all I have to give. But you swear to all you are that you don't need them. There's no turning back.
That incredible woman wrote an entry on the journey, went to therapy, and gave everything. Literally. Within a month, she was suicidal and became comatose by what it brought up. She wouldn't leave the bedroom for days, and I was scared to death.
My Yoko is broken, a fracture exposed. Doesn't get better, it grows and grows. Somebody help us, can somebody show which way the light is? She's dying to know.
Donna was committed to a hospital for a few days. When she tried to continue therapy, it got worse, and they tried to commit her again. She wanted to run away to a temple, and I helped.
Rest easy, Donna. Let it go. Rest easy, Donna. You're my home. You're my home. Best that you leave it not so fast. Yes, you'll believe it. All will pass. All will pass.
When she came back, my only hope was that when she eventually did leave me, she did it on her own 2 feet. She shot and edited this video of herself and left me 9 days later, alive. Once the logic of helping her survive faded, it wasn't long before the pain of isolation took over. The journey never lets you forget patterns, no matter what.
Yeah, I guess that's just the way my story goes. When you lead with your heart, you gotta know. I will fight for everyone to help them see. But will anybody ever fight for me?
And now even old songs applied again, like one I wrote about Jessica in 2005.
Hold me, feel me, scold me, reveal me. I need you to love me. Abandon me, abandon me, abandon me.
I finally found closure with Donna and easily my favorite Journey song of the decade.
Your independent actions bring you independent lives. Your independent outcome shouldn't come as a surprise. You're running around in circles, though we found a pathway out. Rather live the matrix than stand up to all your doubt. In the strength I showed each day. So surround yourself with men who tell you everything's alright. Disregard their motives for the momentary closeness of the night. Oh, 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 oh.
Thank you. You could say my life was tailor-made for a campaign of hope. My hope was pretty simple. I just wanted to live in a country where a black man named Iraq Hussein Osama could still be president. And until this moment when I was running around my neighborhood, I didn't believe it could happen. Through a great friend on Facebook, Linda Blake, I was able to get a press pass to the final debate. At no time did it not feel like I was walking inside a living history book. And all of those caught up in the policies and agendas missed the entire point. At the end of the day, we'll all be disappointed by something, so try to enjoy the morning and the afternoon. Enjoy the journey, not the destination. I wonder where I learned that. Of course I went to the inauguration. It was the coldest I've ever been in my life. It was the essence of the journey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Los Angeles and Los Angeles International Airport.
I returned to what I thought was spam from the Philippines. They wanted to include me in a television piece on vlogging as the first to ever do it. It was amazing because the year before, the folks at Wikipedia went to war with me about that title.
First vlogger ever, huh?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
With timestamp videos from 2000 as well as the web archives, I proved it, but not without injury.
I think you got it behind my eye. Fuck!
Gumawa ng video blog at i-upload sa internet. Dito pwede kang makilala at ma-discover worldwide. Pinaniniwalaang si Adam Kontras, isang Amerikano, ang kauna-unahang nag-post ng video blog sa internet taong 2000. Pinamagatan itong The Journey, kwento tungkol sa kanyang paglalakbay mula Ohio hanggang California.
It's my outlet for all my creativity, and it's been a godsend for me. That little piece inspired me to get to entry 1,000 by the 10-year anniversary and make a film. And if my life was going to be a movie, I needed some new locations. So I booked a 34-day odyssey spanning 5 countries and 3 continents. When I bought the ticket while working on my freelance gig, I was in absolute shock. That keystroke changed the entire course of my life again. I told my boss about the trip. She in turn told her husband Rob, who is the Weller of Weller Grossman Productions, a TV production house. He said, "Hey, we run the Africa channel, get his demo." When he sees it, he flips out and calls me in for a meeting. Oh, I'm forgetting to mention it was right after I was front and center for a McCartney concert. Why does that matter? Weller Grossman's head of development, Deb Supnick, also works for the Beatles and is a personal friend of Paul's. When she heard I stood for 11 hours for my spot at the concert, she pulled out her camera, recorded the story, and sent it to Sir Paul. And if that wasn't enough, the reason for the meeting, the Grossman of Weller Grossman is friends with Jim Sharp, head of development at Comedy Central, and they wanted to introduce me to him because they felt I had enough great material for my own show. Then, when I told my friend Laura Adler about this, she told her sister Elisa, who is an agent at Paradigm, and they wanted to sign me.
One caveat, I had to get my own show first, and then they'd help.
Just wanna flow downstream, but Jesus, all these storms stop my dreams. Journey keeps testing me, 'cause Christ, I wanna flow downstream. You know you're close, another dose, and you'll be there. It's like a drug to watch this rug just disappear. Feel the met, feel the moment. But when you go, it's cement, it's the numb. I just wanna flow downstream. But Jesus, all these stones stop my dream. Journey keeps testing me, 'cause Christ, I wanna flow downstream.
Thankfully, the meeting with Comedy Central was perfect. They already knew my stuff and gave me a shot to do my own showcase. This was gonna happen. I started calling my friends and family to tell them the news, and when I got to Jess, it hit me like a 2x4. She was years away with a new husband. I cried, not because I was still in love with her, but because I was in love with the story I had been telling for 9 years. She should have been part of this. The show was going to include 4 TVs. It absolutely broke my heart. And 48 hours later, I went around the world with potential swirling around my brain at every step.
Downstream, but Jesus, all these storms stop.
You're the most annoying intersection in London.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm walking along. This monkey's about to walk right past me, because I am in Africa. What up, monkey dog? How you living? This is my monkey friend that stole my monkey banana. What up, monkey? What's up? You're racist to talk to a monkey like that? What's up, dog? You're good. I don't mean it to be. That's how I talk to everybody. See the hippos? I'm in Africa. Yeah, I'm just chilling. Yeah, hippos behind me, monkeys. I'm chilling in Africa. That's what I'm doing. Yep, that's what I do. That's how I do it.
Just like today, and on a late just like tonight. So back in the shade, passed out on the line. She smiled and said okay, in a little better way. But stopped and said I'm gone, feels like I'm moving on. I'm moving on, moving on, moving on.
لا اله الا الله محمد رسول الله
Huh?
So? I can do another thing.
That's not good.
Since I was constantly moving after getting the Comedy Central break, it never really hit me until I found that rock. The rock on a Geestry island in Greece that let me take it all in. I could barely make the journey video.
Today was for me. It wasn't for the journey, my family, my friends. It was for me. For that 10-year-old little boy who used to cry about being unattractive but kept going. Who had so many talents and zero direction, but kept going. Who so often didn't believe, but for some reason kept going. And today it hit me. I did it. Not Journey Adam, not Live Adam, not a husband and not a son. That little boy put all the pieces together and did it. Today was for me.
Ah, Venice. You can feel it in the air. It's all I thought it would be. It's a fuck lot like Ohio. So I step off the subway. I'm like, God damn, there's a lot of nuns in this motherfucker. What's with all these nuns? And then I remembered, oh yeah, the Vatican. It's Rome. It's the Pope. Totally forgot about that part of Rome. I'm thinking like gladiator shit, and then I'm like, oh yeah. Figuring it was good for a business expense, I made a quick Egos bit in Africa and London to tie in with a new show.
Yes, Cameron? We're back. CBS?
No. Comedy Central.
Really?
I would not kid about this.
Wow. I'm on the next flight.
All right, man. See you then.
However, when I returned, Weller Grossman not only hadn't called Comedy Central back, they weren't even answering their phones. When they finally did, it was to tell me they wanted to own the pilot and have me pay for everything to produce it. Welcome home, Adam.
You've got to let them drown. Give it up, down, down. You've got to let them drown. Just let them drown. You've got to let them drown. Give it up, down, down. To let them drown. Just let them drown. So why do I insist on the try? Insist on the step below. Show the way, let them seize the day, and if they don't, let go.
Through Elisa at Paradigm and her contact at 3 Arts, I was able to find out that the offer stood with or without Weller Grossman, so I produced everything on my own dime. When I called to make the date at the theater, they gave me November 12th, the 8-year anniversary of the Comedy Store. I rented the studio space for the dressing room scenes, I cast the bits, even got Ted Lange from The Love Boat. It took me 2 months, an assload of money, but I would own it. First up, I packaged everything like it was already on TV, complete with promos and breaks. Then it was time to reintroduce the whole concept of 4 TVs.
It's already Adam and the Egos. We already a house band. Now we can't be on the same stage as you? You sick in the head, dawg. What? If you cross in front, I gotta cut every frame. It's really expensive and time consuming, so if you could just go I'm worth every penny, yo.
Live from Hollywood, California, it's time for Adam and the Egos.
A few tweaks to the Up and Atom Open, and it was a perfect fit for Comedy Central. Live interaction on stage and then throwing it to the bits.
Well, you that guy, though.
What guy?
Isaac from the Love Boat. Yo!
Hey, hold it. I'm not that guy. That's not me. I'm not an actor.
Really?
Yeah. I seen that show. I hate that fucking show. No, I'm not that guy.
You look like that guy.
Well, thank you very much. You know, you're pretty hardcore, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. No, look at this.
Yeah, I can tell. You're a real tough guy.
You know it?
Well, then you must know Graham.
Yeah, Graham. Huh, you want one or two? Ha! Yo, Graham, I know Graham.
You look like you know Graham. So listen, we're having a Graham meeting tonight. Why don't you come down?
Still pissed, man. Like, these motherfuckers keep coming into the streets, acting like they hard and shit, rocking their bandanas, and they dog tags and rings and shit. And like, shit is all sweet in the street. If they want to know what it's like, show them what it's like in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sick of this shit. They come to the hood, and they think they know, and they have no idea.
Yeah.
Now listen.
Being a stoner with the munchies provided a perfect reboot of Hey Aunt Jemima.
Hey Aunt Jemima, were you friends with Mrs. Butterworth? Remember how she talked to you, man? That was quite disturbing, don't you think? That probably led those kids to drink or see a shrink. Hey Aunt Jemima, would our kids be called biracial, or would it go far beyond that? 'Cause I'm white and well, you're maple, who's to say? I'll take white maple any day, we'll find a way.
To reintroduce Spencer's infatuation with Adam, what better bit than the original Trinitron song where he came out?
I want you that way. Jesus, why? Ain't nothing but
And finally, I went as edgy as I could by doing a bit where I went home with a hot birther.
Hey, do you need a drink?
Yep. Yes, I do.
And just as I was about to leave in disgust, I had the idea to the truth out of her.
Who's your president?
You are, Adam.
No. Who's your president?
Barack Obama?
Oh, what was that?
Barack Obama?
That bit was the most popular of the night. And in the dressing room after, the weight of 10 years finally hit me.
Jim loved it. He couldn't stop raving about it. Said, I loved how he did the commercials to show how it's going to be a TV show, and he's great. He's like, call me next week. I mean, it's this is it. This is everything. This is all I could hope for. So I'm sure there will be a million pitfalls, and there's a lot to do. A lot to go wrong yet, but I don't think it's gonna. I think I did it. I did it. Whew, right before the 10 years, man. Like, right. It was fucking. Oh, fuck. I think I did it. I think I did it.
Sergeant came up to him right afterward. He found him and went right up to him and said, I can totally see this on Oh, you're making a video now? Adam's videotaping me. Anyway, he said that I can totally see this on television. Call me next week.
I don't know what you expect to see. I have been staring off into space since I got the call. The 98-second call at 3:16 p.m. It's the same story. It's the same call. It's the same 1,000 entries. It's the same 10 years. There is no variation. Just different call letters.
Adam Kontras has it's now official, the longest running video blog in history. It's called The Journey. The website address again?
TheOfficialJourney.com.
And we'll also get that posted on the personality page. Where do you think The Journey is going to go 10 years from now?
I don't know. That's the whole point.
What
happens next?
Yeah. I mean, the highs, the lows, the tears, the laughs, they're all there. And thanks for coming by. Good to hear your story. It's 610 WTVN.
There's a reason no one's done this shit this long. It's 'cause it makes you write love songs to a website. But everybody here tonight has felt these loving words I write. So I guess it makes you all as nuts as me. It's 1,000 memories to me, 1,000 entry bars of hope and destiny, 1,000 sweet heartbreaks that are defined me. But you never left. No, you never let me go.
That's it? Jesus Christ, man. She didn't belong in Los Angeles. No! And you don't belong in Columbus. No, you're rationalizing failure. You're just so accustomed to it now. Are you kidding?
So now it's my turn. I know exactly what I have to do to make sure that future never occurs. Go back to Ohio tomorrow morning. I didn't tell Jessica until I was about to turn right to head back.
Wait, Adam, we need to go west.
I can't.
It's okay, we're gonna be fine. You've worked your whole life for this.
Why wouldn't I go back to Ohio?
I believed her, and I turned left. I continued on the journey, and I knew this time I'd do it right. And I said the same thing when I met Charlotte. And the closer we got to Aspen, the more certain I was that I had made the right choices to make it work. And it still didn't. And I was just as devastated. As the journey continued, I continued to make the same choices because I was certain they were right. And when it came to me and Jess, as much as we both wanted it not to be so, she didn't belong in Los Angeles, and I no longer belonged in Ohio. Now, had I never gone west, maybe I wouldn't know that. But I had the opportunity to go back, and something in me knew it wasn't the right choice. I literally knew then what I know now, and nothing changed. It's stunning. And so went the rest of the journey. I think the truth is, everyone always follows their heart. That's why we make mistakes. And even if you went back to those mistakes and told yourself the outcome before you made them, you'd still do the exact same thing. You've got to love those mistakes. They've made you, you. And that tendency to wonder what if, it's simply a kink in the human brain that some of us have more than others. You know, like that neurotic asshole who made a movie about it. So find your flaws. Flaunt them to whomever will listen. Have a good laugh, have a good cry, and then let it go. 'Cause in the end, it's all part of the journey.
From the day I departed, then she moves away and you're totally alone. Probably should have fallen, I kept on trying. Would have sold my soul, but nobody was buying. Gave it up to join the clowns, they said no.